right, city buses in Bloomington, Indiana will now have signs that say, "You can be good without God." That was the message from an atheist group that sued and just won approval to put that message on buses. Controversial ads like these had previously been banned, so is this a victory for freedom of speech, or do the ads just send the wrong message?
Well, technically it's a victory anytime someone gets to say something that they were previously banned from saying. But I'm curious as to how you think that that's sending the wrong message. I mean, the message is right there. You can be good without God. I mean, it's 6 fucking words. It's not really that complicated. You can be good without God. Or would you have rather than put up the message, you can be an asshole with God. You can be bad with God. You can fly planes into buildings and kill innocent people with God. Are these better substitutes to you can be good without God? I mean, they're going pretty fucking mild on you, and you guys are fucking having a heart attack. I'd have to say I would have gone a step further. I would have probably said being good without God is a much greater thing to do. Morally, it takes a big step up to be a good person, do good things, help others, without the fucking sky daddy watching over you, without having to fucking have read it from some book that you think is super holy that's actually just full of contradictions and bullshit. It blows my mind that people are actually upset that others want to be good, just not of the same faith. They're like, no, if you're good, you got to be of our faith. You have all these people doing things in the name of religion that are terrible, and so you try and claim that no, religion is really the only way to really be good because you're trying to balance out the bullshit, because you know it's bullshit.
Join us right now for a fair and balanced debate. Ioban Binder of the Indiana Atheist Bus Campaign and Pastor Tony Taylor of Great Harvest Ministries. Gentlemen, thanks very much for joining us.
Thank you for having us.
Mr. Binder, as an atheist, you do not believe in God, and yet you sued to put God in your ad. Why?
Well, the campaign has a couple of different goals. The main reason that we ended up filing a lawsuit against Bloomington Transit, that's the bus company in Bloomington that's run by the city, was because their particular policy was vague enough to allow them to kind of arbitrarily reject our ad. And unfortunately, being a municipal organization, they're not under the Constitution. They can't really do that.
Okay, so you saw a loophole and you thought you'd test it, but why put God in your ad? You don't believe in God.
Yeah, they found a loophole in the Constitution. Oh, the thing the whole fucking United States is built on. They found a loophole with it. And here's another thing. If atheists don't believe in God, why do they keep mentioning him? Well, maybe you forget that the definition of atheism is not having the belief in God. You see, that's kind of the whole point. So when you're trying to advertise something that's like not religious, you have to, bring up religion at some point. Retard. I mean, I could use the same argument against Christians. Christians are constantly railing against atheists. You can see it all over YouTube here. And so if they believe in God and they know we don't believe in God, then why even bother with us, right? It's up to your God to judge us, right? The Christians are just supposed to turn the other fucking cheek, and they let their God do the judging. But that's not how it goes, is it? The Christians do all the judging for their God. And that's the terrible thing about religion, that people take their religion and use it as an excuse to do terrible fucking things. Atheists don't use their atheism to do terrible things. Although Christians will try and tell you that, like Stalin was an atheist, and that's why he did those things. It's simply because he did not believe in God. He wasn't just a bad person. He was an atheist, and that's why he did all that shit. They'll bring atheism into it like no problem, but you try and mention God as an atheist, and they're like, oh, you don't even believe in him. You shouldn't even be allowed to talk about him.
Well, the ad specifically says you can be good without God. So it doesn't really say anything about Christianity or any religion. It says something about non-religious people, that even if you don't believe in God, you can be an ethical and moral person.
Okay, Reverend Tony Taylor, what do you think about this? When you see the message, Reverend, do you feel like the atheist group is poking Christians in the eye?
I feel like it's an outright attack on Christianity. I feel like the language of it is inflammatory, and I don't think that this is just a message for them just trying to find loopholes. I think that this is an agenda trying to be passed by the left.
Yes. If they're trying to post an ad on a bus, that's an agenda from the left. But people trying to keep the ad from being on the bus is not an agenda from the right at all. It's a wonderful double standard, isn't it? If they wanted to put, like, you know, an ad for a church on the side of the bus, no fucking problems. Look, I get this kind of shit in the mail all the time. This is from a local church. Now, this was sent to my fucking house. Did I call up the place? Did I burn them down? Did I try and get them to stop being able to advertise? No, I left them the fuck be. I just got the fucking piece of mail and I was like, oh, well, that's some fucking bullshit, and I went on with my life. These people can't do that. Apparently, if you see a bus where it says you can be good without God, that's a direct attack on Christianity, and they're just trying to inflame some kind of religion war. I mean, you people are fucking out of your mind.
What agenda?
Well, just the agenda of farther removing God out of anything to do with public or politics. Mm-hmm.
It was a simple ad that said you can be good without God. It wasn't saying we should remove God from everything in our country and you shouldn't have freedom from religion at all and Christians should all die and go to hell. That's not what it said. It just said you can be good without God. And then I'm sure it gave like a website that you could go to check them out. Wow. Fucking wow. Look at you see this? I mean, same thing. I got websites and addresses, and this was sent to my motherfucking house. They don't got my name. It's our friends at my address. Well, I'm not your fucking friend, but at the same time, I'm not going to say that you're trying to kill atheism or take atheism out of society because you sent me this one little thing. It's not part of your agenda. It's just fucking advertising.
I just think this is an entirely hypocritical stance because the Bill of Rights, ensures us that, what the Founding Fathers said was we find these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal. Now notice what it says. It says we find these truths to be self-evident, that all men are created equal and are given certain unalienable rights endowed to them by their Creator God.
I challenge this fucktard and any other fucktard out there that thinks that they can prove that it says our Creator God anywhere in the Bill of Rights, the amendments, the Constitution. None of that shit does it say our Creator God. It just says our Creator. You know why? Because it was written way before Darwin ever came up with his theories. You understand? They didn't understand what evolution was back when the Constitution was written. It was not. There was no other explanation. They thought there was a creator. Sure as hell fucking didn't call him Yahweh or Allah or any other fucking God. They just said the creator because they didn't know any better. Asshole. You speak of it like you fucking know, but then you throw in the creator God. No, that God part was not in there. Would you feel better if on the sign it says you can be good without a creator instead of without God? I mean, does that make a huge difference to you, dumb fuck?
And so anyway, they use that fundamental right to walk into the Supreme Court of Indiana based upon these self-evident truths, and then to turn around and make a mockery of it and sue based upon that they say that they can be good without God. I just think it's a hypocritical stance.
No, motherfucker, let me tell you what a hypocritical stance is. It's when you think that it's okay for you and other churches to advertise and put fucking giant crosses and crucifixes and steeples and shit everywhere and spend millions of dollars on your churches and shit like that, but then you cannot allow someone else to advertise their lack of religion. Atheism's just terrifying to these motherfuckers. No, the double standard is that you can say whatever you want and it's not an agenda, and you could do whatever you want and it's not an agenda, but if we put up a little bit of advertising or a billboard or something, then it's a huge left-wing agenda to just fuck you all over. And we're not just trying to say you're not alone if you don't believe in God, or you can be good without God, like the messages that are actually be putting out there. No, it's more like if your neighbor is a Christian, slice that motherfucker's throat. I mean, that's the way you're treating like what these ads say. It's not what they say. You're fucking full of shit.
And I think that a lot of citizens in Bloomington are upset about it.
Clearly, that's what I've read in the local papers out there. Mr. Binder, if you're not religious, you don't believe in God, yet you put you can be good without God in your message, why didn't you have more of an atheist message, like you can feel good about yourself or something like that? Why did you have to include God?
For the last time, you dumb fuck douchey, It's because atheism deals with a lack of belief in God, and for those atheists out there that feel like they're alone, they want to say, hey, you are not alone, and here's a place where we can all gather, just like those fucktarded theists gather and have no problem advertising for in any fucking way.
You've got to realize there are a lot of Christians in that area who are highly offended by this.
Well, I'm not really sure what your point is. I mean,
are there Christians who are... Have you heard from people who said, why did you do that? You have offended me. I'm a Christian. I believe in God.
How about a little bit more hypocrisy? Christians are offended, that's a big deal. Atheist gets offended about something, let's not fucking care about it at all. But hey, we get the last laugh.
All right, are you going to put that message on the bus now that you won the right to?
Oh, absolutely.
Isn't it funny how the Constitution that you claim supports a Christian nation is constantly fucking you guys over? Cocktopus out.